Hello, and welcome to another episode of the AP Podcast. I'm your host, Archer Heron, and this is week 8 of the NFL season. We are through 8 weeks already. That is crazy. It's pretty incredible that football can bring so much joy and at the same time fly by like crazy. I've been having a great time this season. My fantasy team looks good, and I just want to get into these rankings. So the show today, I'm going to be kind of going over my power rankings, my top 10 mid-season review, and I wanted to take a couple moments to talk about some of the things that happened this past week. First things first is San Francisco is a legitimate team. They beat a good team. They beat a competent team. They beat the Panthers. They destroyed the Panthers. 51-13, and I have to say the Panthers have looked pretty good. Their defense dominated, and their offense played great. Tevin Coleman looks like a true number one back. Weird to say it. When he was with when he was with Atlanta, he looked like a solid backup, career backup running back. Maybe had a little bit of talent in him. Still, behind Devontae Freeman. And, they were looking to shop him, and they did. And under Kyle Shanahan right now, the running back core for the 49ers might be the best in the league. They have 4 good running backs, 1 really good running back, and 2 solid running backs, and 1, okay, you are a running back in the NFL. Tevin Coleman, great. Matt Breida is good, and Raheem Mostert is good. Jeff Wilson, we will see. He's looked good. But the fact that you can have 4 running backs on your team all perform well, it's pretty amazing. Just goes to show what Kyle Shanahan has done up there. Although they look incredible, their defense looks top tier. You can argue that they're the best in the league. Saints are my number 1 in the power rankings. I'm starting now. This is my top 10. Saints are numero uno. They are incredible. Sean Payton, Coach of the Year so far. If I could give an award right now for Coach of the Year halfway through the season, Sean Payton, without a doubt. And it's pretty crazy to say that Sean Payton is 6-1 and he lost Drew Brees for 5 games. That is awesome. And Alvin's been out for the past 2 games. And this defense has been stellar. This defense has been the best I've ever seen out of New Orleans. Since I'm not a very old guy, but obviously they are really good this year. Demario Davis and the linebacking core look great. Sheldon Rankins and Cam Jordan, they're bringing so much pressure, it's crazy. And this secondary is so improved. It's awesome. Von Bell, the fumble machine, he just punches them out of their hands. Then Marshawn Lattimore's looking like his Defensive Rookie of the Year candidate. Well, that year he won it. He's looking that good. Marcus Williams has stepped it up since I'm still mad at him, since what happened in Minnesota. We'll not talk about that. And Eli Apple. We traded for Eli Apple for some quarters we threw with the Giants, and we got a good cornerback. And it's really fun. They're fun to watch. Demario Davis has led this team, and guess what? Drew Brees is back. Alvin's coming back. They have a bye this week, which means they have more time to rest and to game plan for the next couple weeks. And I really see this team as the Super Bowl favorite. Number 2 for me would be the 49ers. I know. Oh, we're the Patriots. They're not even top 2. Come on. No, 49ers look good. They look great, actually. They are outperforming on defense than anybody would have thought, and their offense looks great too. Jimmy Garoppolo's getting it done with, honestly, pretty bad receivers. Emmanuel Sanders, good. Everybody else, Like Marquise Goodwin, speedy. Wouldn't call him the greatest route runner. Wouldn't call him the best catcher. Dante Pettis, good. Has a lot of potential. Is he great? No. And it's fun to watch this team. Kyle Shanahan, coaching, I have to say, this coaching has been stellar too. Although I do think Sean Payton would run away with the award at this point, Kyle Shanahan has flipped this team from horrible to great in a year. Given they do have Jimmy back, Jimmy Garoppolo is a good quarterback, and it's cool to see what he's been able to do with what he's been given. Number 3 in my rankings, Patriots. Although I am a Patriots hater, I always have been a Patriots hater. They're playing good. They're playing great. But guess who they're playing? Trash. They are playing garbage teams. In my opinion, they have had the easiest schedule so far in NFL history. Not a single. The Bills were the only good team they played, and the Bills didn't have their quarterback because the Patriots took him out of the game with a concussion. And even then, they kind of struggled against a couple of I wouldn't say struggled. Okay, I take that back. They didn't struggle, but they could have done a lot better than they did. Against the Jets, yes, they dominated. 5 picks. It was Sam Darnold. He was throwing them into the air. 3 of those picks were just Sam Darnold being an idiot. 2 of them were just good plays. And Sam Darnold isn't a competent quarterback. Daniel Jones is a rookie quarterback. All these teams they've played have been some hot trash, some hot garbage. And I have to give them credit. They look good. Their offense looks good. They've got all the weapons they need to go on another run. We've seen the Patriots of the past. I wouldn't be a single bit surprised if they went 16-0. I wouldn't. But I would be surprised if they played just as well they have the first half of the season in the second half. Because they've got a little bit of a rougher schedule ahead. But doesn't mean they can't win it all. Doesn't mean they can't go undefeated. But only time will tell. All right, number 4, the Packers. They look great. The coaching has been good from Matt LaFleur. The quarterback play from Aaron Rodgers, he looks like the Aaron Rodgers of old. The prime time, game-winning, Hail Mary slinging Aaron Rodgers we all know and love. Aaron Jones looks very, very, very good. Aaron Jones is awesome. I love him. He's a cool dude. He's fun to watch. And he is getting it done up there. And even with Aaron Jones doing all he's been doing, Jamal Williams looks great too. Honestly, 2 games ago, I wouldn't have, if you had taken their jersey off and told me who's running the ball right now, I don't think I would have known. They both look credible and they both play pretty similar games. The Packers have had a really good defense this year too. I do think that their secondary needs a little bit of work. They kind of got sliced and diced by Matt Moore a little bit. But other than that, I've got no complaints with the Packers. Number 4, breaking the top 5. All right, here's where it gets a little harder to decipher between the good, the great, and the bad. Number 5 for me would be the Houston Texans. And that's barring their loss of J.J. Watt. They have lost J.J. Watt for the season. It's rough. It sucks. J.J. Watt's a great guy. But it's football. Deshaun Watson, if he keeps it up, I mean, I don't know what to say. I feel bad for the Bears for not picking him or Patrick Mahomes. He looks great. Oh my goodness. Deshaun Watson looks like he's been playing in the league for 10 years. And he hasn't. This is his 3rd year. He looks amazing. He's so cool and fun to watch. He really does look like the future of the NFL. He's spinning around. He's running the ball. He's making fantastic plays. Throwing to Darren Fells on that crazy spin move. Flick into the end zone. I'm pretty sure he threw that ball blind. Awesome. Super cool. This Texans defense, however, could do better. I mean, their defense, if they could step it up, this team could be undefeated right now. And we'll see how they adjust to the loss of J.J. Watt. But right now they're sitting at a pretty nice number 5 on my power rankings. Number 6. I would argue that this is a very coveted position, but the Chiefs are taking my number 6. They played the Packers last night on Sunday Night Football. And they held in to the very last second with Matt Moore at quarterback. Matt Moore. They lost their best player, Patrick Mahomes, and held in against a top 4 team in the NFL. It's really testament to Andy Reid's great coaching, the great talent they have on their roster, and how much this defense on the Chiefs has improved. I think they look a lot better than you would have expected at the beginning of the season. Their pass rush looks good. They have a couple missing players that'll come back sooner than later. And it's fun to watch. And this team is scary when they have the former MVP on their team playing. And he's not even playing, and there's still somebody to worry about if you're playing them. So, number 7. Moving on to number 7, I've got the Indianapolis Colts. And although they struggled against Denver, they looked good. The coaching up there has been phenomenal this season, especially adjusting to what Andrew Luck did to them. Jacoby Brissett, doesn't look bad at all. He looks great. He looks like a starting caliber QB. And I think it's really cool the way they flipped this around. T.Y. Hilton has been playing pretty well. Marlon Mack has been a workhorse back. You can't say that much about players in the NFL anymore, that they've been a workhorse or that they've been carrying the load, but Marlon Mack really has been doing that a lot. And their defense has been great. Darius Leonard has come back. They've got pieces all around that they can switcheroo out and in, and it's cool. It's fun, and it's exciting football, and I like watching them. And I do think that they deserve their spot, number 7. All right, number 8 for me. This is kind of a weird pick for me. It's weird to say this after what this team did the first 2-3 weeks. But the Minnesota Vikings look really good. Kirk Cousins looks really good. And it's weird because Kirk Cousins, I've been a Kirk Cousins hater for a long time. He gets paid. He comes in and he plays horrendously against good teams. And then all of a sudden he's performing. They're finally passing the ball down there. Thank God. They're utilizing Adam Thielen and Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs has had 3 monster games in a row. And it's all thanks to Kirk Cousins. He's looked like a great quarterback. And the stats won't even tell you that. You look at the stats and you see, 300 yards, no touchdowns? That's weird. Kirk Cousins just doing Kirk Cousins. But if you watch him play, he looks great. Accurate throws, good completion percentage, cool stuff. Dalvin Cook, amazing. Number 1, he's leading the league in fantasy points, but I would say that injury is a concern. He has an injury past 2 years. He's been plagued with injuries. So only time will tell with Dalvin Cook. But if he can keep it up, that's incredible if he can keep this production up. Their defense looks good. Their offense looks good. All around, they look good. Fun to watch. All right, number 9, the Baltimore Ravens. Baltimore Ravens. I feel like people have kind of forgotten about the Baltimore Ravens. First 2 weeks, Lamar Jackson was having MVP performances, looking like the number 1 team in the league at that point. And then they kind of fell off. They have a couple losses. But recently they've been picking it up. Their defense has been not abysmal, but not as good as I would have expected. Their defense has fallen off a little bit, kind of come back. Marcus Peters has helped them out a little bit in the secondary. And their offense looks great. There's this scheme that's been drawn up for the Baltimore Ravens it's new, it's different, it's exciting, and teams are having a hard time stopping it. That's why they're number 9 on my list. All right, number 10. A couple teams could have stolen number 10, but I'm going to give it to the Buffalo Bills just because their defense has been getting it done, and Josh Allen, a second-year quarterback, has looked pretty darn good with limited wide receivers. Limited, very limited. If I told you his number 1 receiver was John Brown, I think you would say that too, that he has limited receivers. And it's weird because the Bills are performing, and I don't think they do not have a lot of offensive power. Like, Frank Gore is good. Devin Singletary has a lot of potential. Josh Allen looks really good. They've got John Brown, who's a good wide receiver one, I guess. He's kind of an average wide receiver in the NFL. Cole Beasley, pretty good slot receiver. But other than that, I mean, their offense doesn't have a lot to brag about. Their defense on the other side looks incredible. Tre'Davious White, amazing. All these pieces they've built up look great. Their new rookie, Ed Oliver, he looks pretty good too. I've seen a couple of their games, and he's been showing up on the highlight reel. He's looked pretty cool. They're really cool to watch. All right, I'm going to move into my last little section, just talking about what happened this week. The Bears. I mean, wow. Kicking is important, and I think you can see that now. They lost a back-and-forth showdown with the Chargers on a missed field goal. You could, kind of a little bit of deja vu for them, don't you think? It's sad because I really like their kicker, Eddie Pinheiro. He nailed a game winner for them in, I think, week 2. And it's kind of weird because last year they looked so good, their defense looked so good, but this Bears defense is just different. When I see the matchup, I'm not as scared as I used to be. This pass defense is all right, and this rush defense is still good, but their run it's weird. They have really regressed from their old days, and Matt Nagy thinks he's so good. I think Matt Nagy thinks he's the best coach in the NFL, and he can't get it done. Although he does have Mitchell Trubisky at quarterback. I'll give him that. That's no bueno. But it sucks to see a team like the Bears, who are actually really one of my favorite teams for a little, not favorite, but I enjoyed a lot of their players. Khalil Mack, always a cool guy to watch him play. And they have struggled. And this kicking has got to find some fixing, if you know what I mean. All right. So the Jets don't look too good. It's really sad because I like the Jets. I mean, my friend and co-host Peyton, he loves the Jets. He talks them up, and I don't want to throw any shade at you, Peyton, but you did say they had a chance to beat the Patriots, and they got blown out 33-0. I could have seen a chance against the Patriots. Their defense looks good. Their defense has looked good. Their offense has looked They haven't had Sam Darnold, but he came back. The week he came back, he played great. They won. Then he played the Patriots. He saw some ghosts, and he fell off. Then he lost to Jacksonville, and now their momentum's gone. And they have the easiest second half of the season coming up. They have what the Patriots had the first half of the season. That easy. Lev Bell has not been able to do anything. Their receivers, Robbie Anderson, probably going to get traded before the trade deadline. And it's weird, but it's sad. And Sam Darnold, man, I really hope people can look past this whole ghost thing, because it's unfortunate, but I think that when a player's mic'd up on the sidelines and they're breathing hard, their adrenaline's up, they're not thinking about what they're saying. If you were playing some flag football with your friends and you were kind of competitive, you accidentally threw a pick or two, you'd probably be like, "Oh, I'm seeing ghosts," or like, "I saw him there. I don't know why I threw it." Like, I feel bad for Sam Darnold because that's what he'll be remembered for a little bit. This could be, if he doesn't perform, this could be what he's remembered for, and it's sad because he has a lot of potential and he's a good guy and he's a good football player. All right, the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Eagles. You know what? No. Peyton talked about that last week. I think I'm gonna kind of leave this episode here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Sorry that it's kind of a abrupt ending, but I kind of ran out of talking points and just wanted to end it there. So I will talk to you guys later. I want you guys to have a great week. Watch this Monday Night Football game. I know you're excited for this Miami